So here we have the Bible, and I wanted to talk a little bit about prophets and the coming truth of what the prophets speak and how they're used, and how God needs a body for the prophets, as the prophets are, to speak to us. And yes, he also speaks through numbers, and that's another whole subject. But I wanted to speak on the prophecy that was spoken over my life. And I want to be a witness and a testimony to the prophet. This happened about 7 months ago, probably 8 or 9, exactly, I can't remember. But I went to a church one day, first time going, never met the preacher, heard about him, heard about her. I went one day. So as I was in the church, she was prophesying, and she was prophesying around the church. And she obviously came to me and she said, well, I see you walking off of a lot, a brand new car. And she said other prophecies, but I want to speak on the prophecy of the brand new car. And I'm still holding fast to the other prophecies that is to come true, because the prophets is God's mouthpiece. So I'm holding God to his word, right? So she said there's going to be a prophecy that I was going to walk off the lot with a brand new car. And don't you know, 7 months later, and I walked off that lot with a brand new car? Something I have never ever have done before. I always was in a used car, 150,000 miles, not 150,000 miles, 180 to 90,000 miles, 200,000 miles. Cars don't last me till about a year. Gotta get another one. But she told me I was going to walk off a lot with a brand new car. And I walked off a lot with a brand new car 7 to 8 months later. And I hold God to his prophecy. And I said, God, you prophesied over my life, and you said that there's going to be a brand new car I was going to walk off the lot with. And I hold him to that. I had the faith. I couldn't see, and I didn't know how this is going to happen. And don't you know I have a 2019 brand new car? 2019. I want to tell you how this process went, right? So I went on the car, and it lasted for hours waiting on this car. But I went on the lot, and there was a previous car from the one I had that I wanted, that I was looking at, because it was, in my price range. I figured it was in my price range. It was like a van. It was a nice van, but that's what the car I was looking at, and I was going there to get that car. And time went by, and it was telling my husband that his credit was bad, and I said, well, let me check my credit. He said, well, your credit ain't enough. Your money, because we both have jobs, and the money, you can help with the money. That's good, but the bank is not going to allow it. Then I said, well, okay, what about, a cosigner? Because hours went by, and at the end of all these hours, this is what he came and told us, right? So I walked a lot, and I said, I decree and I declare that I'm going to get into this car. I said, this is my car. On that lot, I walk and I decree and I declare, and I said, this is my car. And I'm not leaving this lot without this car. So, and as I was saying that, and I got out the car, my husband, before that, let me finish before that, because I'm jumping ahead. I said, well, his father was like, well, is there anything I can do? And he was like, well, they don't do co-signers anymore, and because they figured like they be pointing the finger, that's his car, that's not my car, right? So he said they don't do it no more. And my husband, he was about to walk off the lot and said, okay, all right, I guess we can't get this car today. So I said, no. I said, you can go run his credit and check his credit, you see? So he said, well, I'll do it, give me information, whatever. So when I went outside and I decreed and I declare and I said, this car I'm not walking off the lot without a car. I decree and I declare in Jesus' name that I'm not leaving here without a car. And hours went by. When I walked out that car that I was going to get, I saw my husband over there. He was calling my name. Hey, come here, come here. He said, well, the bank said he wants you in a nicer car. I kid you not. He said, I want you in a nicer car. The bank is gonna give it to you, but he want to put you in a nicer one, a more up-to-date one. Now, the other one that I was going to get, I think it was a 2012. And he said, no, they want to give you a nicer one. Don't you know he put me in a 2019? And I needed a 3-row seat because I have, 5 kids. And they were so squished up in the little car that we had. And it was breaking down also. But it was a 3-row seat. And it was a 2019. And don't you know that was a brand new car? Right? So don't stop there, right? So he said, this is the car the bank wants to put you in. He said, he wants you to have this. This is what the words he said. The bank said that they want you to have a better car. I said, look at God. Right? Look at God. A better car. So, and within that prophecy, she said I had a testimony as well. And I'm giving you my testimony. This is the testimony that I have never told since I got that car. But I'm giving a testimony, right? So now that we picked the car, he said, drive it up to the front. And when you finish riding and you say, yeah, then that's your car. This is what the man said. I'm like, what? I'm still confused. Like, what? He said, drive it up to the front and drop it off. And if you want it, then it's yours. Now, before, the car that we was going to get before, none of that was done. It was parked back there. We didn't even move. We didn't even drive it. You see? So when we drove it up, and after a while, about, I said 20 minutes later, he bought the paperwork. I'm still confused. Like, hold up, wait a minute. We don't have the down payment. You see? It was a down payment of $1,000 that we had to pay down on it. Right? We wanted to pay $500, but he said, okay, first, the car that we wanted in the first car, he said we had to pay at least $1,500 because of our bad credit and how things was going. Right? And I said, well, no, all we wanted to pay was $500 down. That was our, key amount of what we wanted to put down. So he said, well, he didn't tell us the amount we had to put down, but at the end, of course, it was $1,000, right? And let me continue and show you the grace of God. And when you say a prophet speaks to you and a prophet tells you that, a true prophet now, tell you that you're going to get a brand new car off the lot or whatever he or she shall tell you, and you believe and you have the faith that that prophet spoke over something over your life that you were going to receive, believe it. I am a walking testimony. You see, I am a witness of what God can do in your life when God speaks through his people and use his people. Right? Okay, let me finish the story. So as we was signing the papers, and it was like, hold up, we don't have to put any money down? He asked us, is it okay we sign the papers? And we said, is it okay if we detail your car? And people, look, I am still confused. Detail my car? I haven't given you any money yet. I'm signing these papers like I haven't given you any money yet. And this has never happened. Even the person who helped us said, what? Where's the money? I have never, he even bought a brand new car before off the lot. And he's saying that he has never seen someone let you leave without giving you a down payment of what they want. Right? So we're in here and look at the devil trying to stop. Right? So my husband didn't be in this new home that I said it was going to be. And I fast forward and I gave my time to God for. I fast for this home. And that's another story. Fast, people, believe. Things don't happen right away. I could have gave up my faith and said, forget that prophecy. 2 months then went by, 3 months then went by. Ain't here yet. It ain't gonna happen. But I had the faith, and I fast. This home was another testimony. How they was telling us that we wasn't gonna be able to get into this home, but I fast and I pray. You see? So now, as we're in this office, he said that, oh, wait a minute, we need the light bill in your husband's name because it proves that he's there. Even though I know he's there, but they want proof, and this is how the system goes, right? So we called the light people, and you know what he tell us? There's no way to get his name on the light paper, on the light bill, on the paperwork. He said, well, I did this for my wife, and my wife's name was on the paperwork. So the man that we was talking to, the light people man, I guess he didn't know how to do it. So he said, there's no way. Right? So, okay. So we did the water bill, and the water bill didn't even go through. I'm telling you, this is the grace of God. Now they sent a application, and we did the application to change his name into the water bill because of course everything was in my name, and we didn't know one day we would need it to be in his name as well. For this car, that it was a brand new car that I was getting off the lot. So, and this, I'm telling you how the Holy Spirit works into someone's life who is holding on to his faith and belief that he's going to make a way. Right? So we said, okay. The man said, well, it didn't go through. It's just the application. Do you know we still ride off that lot with that car with all the information not being there? Now the next day, of course, I looked at my email and there goes his name on the light bill. Do you hear me, people? There goes his name on the light bill. This is something that the devil is trying to make us say, oh, well, he don't have his name on none of this stuff. You can't get this car. You're not going to ride off the lot with this car. He's trying to stop the prophecy. Do you see, people? So when you have a prophecy in your life and you see that it's about to occur, you do all and you decree and you declare that God said it's going to be and it's going to be. This was spoken, right? So again, now when we are in this office, this is incredible. All he took was $200 that we had in our pocket. Let me be exact. $250 that we had in our pocket. Now we were supposed to pay this $1,000 down payment before we got into that car and take that car off the lot. $1,000. But because the prophecy has to be fulfilled, it had to be fulfilled that day. I walked off the lot with that car. I rolled off the lot with that car. Brand new car, 2019. God said, I want you in something new. Do you hear me? This has never been done before. I have never seen this done before. You riding off the lot with paperwork not official? With the amount of money not official? But of course, we said Friday we'll have your money. He took our word for it. He said if the bank called and said, did you pay the $1,000 down payment? Tell them yeah. Look at God. Do you hear me? This is a testimony that I can't wait to spread to the whole world. To let people know that God is real and his word is real and his word cannot go back void. You see? Trust him. Have faith in him. Fast and pray. These things, and when you don't see it happen in 1 month, keep the faith. You don't see it happen in 2 months. People, this thing happened 8 months later. This prophecy came to pass 8 months, almost to a year later. Things don't happen right away. You see? Now again, there was other things prophesied from that same preacher into my life. And guess what I am doing? I am holding fast to that prophecy. Because this is just the tip of the iceberg. He says, see, daughter, look what I have done for you. Testify unto the people. For I told you you would have a testimony. And God knows I have a mighty testimony. If you only knew that what it took for us to get that car, the devil was there blocking. Every way we return, he would say, no, we can't do it. No, we can't do it. But there's always a ram in the bush. You see? Hold fast to his word. Don't give up and say, oh God, this is not going to happen. I don't care if it's 2 years down the line. Oh God, this is not going to happen. Yes, it's going to happen. Do you believe in me? Jesus asked the people who wanted to be healed, I can heal you, but do you have the faith that I can heal you? Do you have the true belief that I can heal you? And without that, I can't heal you. So I come to you with this testimony, and I come to you speaking on the greatness of God and holding fast and speaking on his prophets, and let you know that when you see the prophets speaking the Bible and it said the prophets' words came true, the prophets is his people. It's his voice. This is what I came here to tell you. Keep the faith. If someone prophesied over your life, keep the faith. It shall come true.